We ready to go in a second here, folks. Yeah, we got sound. We ready to go in a second here, folks. Excuse me. Alright, folks, sorry about the inconvenience. I started the stream trying to use the two PC setup. My other PC in the bedroom, the one that I normally stream from, for whatever reason it does not want to act right. I think there's a compatibility issue with that PC and the PC that I'm sitting at here. In any case, so I had to shut the stream down and then restart it, so apologies. And so I actually want to wait a few minutes to give people that were waiting a couple of minutes to fall in, because we know YouTube isn't very good with the notifications. So in the meantime, I'm going to get up and grab a drink. I will be right back. Let's see here. Okay, I think we can go ahead and move on. What is good, everybody? It is the Godfather of VR, the ageless one of the man Lincoln Clay, and we are back with a live stream. And today it feels like Christmas in October. It feels like the biggest day of my gaming life, as I have just received my RTX 4090 Founders Edition. I tried to get one of these on day one, but Best Buy had other plans, as they did an online only release, and naturally the scalpers bought them all up, which I was a little bit surprised by that, given the current GPU climate. We still have a ton of 3000 cards out there that scalpers and ex-crypto miners are trying to get rid of, as well as Nvidia having a ton of stock that they're trying to get rid of as well. And Nvidia claimed there was going to be 4 to 5 times the amount of cards available as compared to the 3090 launch. So all those elements, to me, I felt like scalpers would be taking a risk buying up the 4090s, and to my surprise, I was dead wrong. They bought up. If it was online, the scalpers bought it all up. Basically, and the only cards that the scalpers did not get 100% of were the cards that were available at micro centers across the country, because They don't do online orders, pre-orders. You have to physically come in there and buy one. So from what I understand, with some micro centers, that they had enough cards for everybody who came in, and I guess in fact they even had some cards, a couple of cards the next morning. They eventually sold out, but they lasted a lot longer than people thought. So, but the climate's a little bit different now. In addition to all the GPU flood that I mentioned, we don't have the COVID protocols like we did before. And even though it's October, somebody made a good point that, you know, not everybody's going to stay inside. So we are going to do a live unboxing. It'll probably take a whole 5 minutes to unbox this 4090 and show you the 3080 that I already have, which I am trying to decide what to do with this. Well, someone wants me to tantrum. I can't believe we live in a day and age where your gaming hobby is being ruined by miners. What in the world? The miners are pretty much gone, tantrum, because I guess Ethereum was the most commonly cryptocurrency mined, and now that it's gone proof of stake, which I don't totally understand what that is, but I do know that because it's gone proof of stake, the miners are pretty much gone. Because from what I understand now, the miners will actually lose money trying to mine crypto. So when you take the miners out of the equation, I figured that half the people we had to worry about at launch of the 4090 would be gone. And then I pointed out the other elements of all the flood of 3,000 cars that's out there. I thought the scalpers would be taking a risk, which I think they still are, because I'm glad you got your card though. Well, I got mine through what's called the NVIDIA Verified Priority Access Program, and what it is through the GeForce app, GeForce Experience. If you are using a GTX or RTX NVIDIA card, most notably Founders Edition cards, you could receive an invite through NVIDIA, and if you receive this invite, they will give you a one-use only link that will take you to a secure page on the Best Buy website. From there, you can order a 4090, but they cannot guarantee availability. So I got the link. As soon as I got home, turned my computer on, like 5 minutes later, a notification popped up, and I followed the link. It took me straight to the Best Buy website. I ordered a 4090, and to my delight, there was one available. So this has been a very tough wait. I think it was last Thursday, so almost a week that I ordered this. So it was a really tough week waiting for this day. After the unboxing, I will put this in my computer, and then I'll come right back with another stream and do some live benchmarking with some sims in VR. So the normal ones, the ACC, Automobilista 2. I heard the NVIDIA Founders Edition has the best memory chips, better than third-party brands. This means better overclocking abilities, maybe one of the reasons why EVGA dropped out. I don't know. I mean, I can't even speculate on that as to why EVGA dropped out. So all I can really do is just take them at their word that NVIDIA was disrespecting them. So let me go grab my Michael Myers knife, and we can get on with the unboxing. Or maybe I won't need to. Maybe this tape peels right off. right, here goes nothing. There we have it. The RTX 4090. So it's before I even take it out of the box, it is definitely wider than this 3080 Ti. You can see how it fits in there. So let's take this baby out of the box. So it's definitely heavier than the 3080 Ti, but it's not heavy the way, you know, people was making it sound. Do you still wonder what AMD has to offer as in RDA3 technology? No, because I had my mind made up. I was going to get a 3090 all the way. Now, when I originally I wanted the Founders Edition, but then Ham made a good point. He said whatever my motherboard is, it might be a good idea to buy that brand because there's a pretty good chance it's been tested. So case in point, I have an MSI motherboard inside my computer. So by Ham's suggestion, I should buy an MSI 4090 because there's a pretty good chance that MSI tested their 4090 with their own motherboards to confirm that it works. Whereas NVIDIA, he pointed out that we don't know how many motherboards that NVIDIA tested this with. So he made a good point, and we don't, and I don't know which ones they tested it with. So, but at the same time, I'm also a firm believer that whoever invented the technology probably makes the best version of it. And so since this is NVIDIA's design, and they sold the silicon and design to third parties, I'm under the impression that they probably make the best one. And it was because of that I wanted the Founders Edition. And so when I tried to get one through Best Buy at first, I was trying to take whatever I could get. That is an NVIDIA card, not MSI. So I was telling the story that Ham suggested that I should get an MSI card. So what I was about to say was that when I couldn't get an MSI card because everything was sold out, once I found out that you could get an NVIDIA card through the Verified Priority Access program, then it shifted back to me like, hey, if I can get a Founders Edition, I'll take it. So that's what ended up happening there. So all that being said, yes, I am more than happy to have a Founders Edition. So let's stand these up. So the 4090 is not that much taller. Let me bring them a little bit closer. So the 4090 is not that much taller than the 3080 Ti, but it is definitely wider. It definitely has a bigger fan. So I'll put that down. Let's see the fan. So the 4090 definitely has a bigger fan. And let's have a look at this PCI adapter. Also, tomorrow, I should be getting my HP Reverb G2. That is big. That's what she said. So this is the PCI adapter. And then as far as thickness, let me turn it on this side so you can see how much thicker the 4090 is. So yeah, that is thick. So, let me see. It is 4:40 p.m. here Eastern Time. So I am going to pop this baby into Voltron. Yeah, that's chunky. So I am going to pop this bad boy into the computer and get it fired up. Jump on some sim racing titles in VR and do some live benchmarks. So that is going to conclude the unboxing. And I will see you all in a little bit once I get this card into the computer and get it fired up. So we're looking at half hour to 45 minutes before I come back. So thank you for this very brief unboxing. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it, especially you, Tantrum. And we will see you all in a few minutes. For VR's sakes, this card should do the trick, I hope. Actually, to respond to that real quick before I get out of here, Tantrum, it will do the trick. It should do the trick depending on, I think, depending on my resolution settings. Because I've recorded some footage with my 3080 Ti because I'm going to do a benchmark video, so it's probably going to take a couple of days before I can get it together because I've recorded the footage on the 3080 Ti. Now I've got to record it on this 4090. I'll tell you a little bit that, case in point, Automobilista 2 is a very well optimized sim racing title for VR. I ran the headset at 2096p because that is the closest I could get to 4K without going over. And I had the headset locked at 72 frames, or set to run at 72 frames. It pretty much ran at 72 frames and it stayed there. As far as performance headroom goes, I still had anywhere from like 20 to 35% headroom, and I had the game maxed out. I had it set at ultra and high settings. So what I'm trying to say is that I tested 4 games. 2 of the games I actually got good performance, good consistent performance with the 3080 Ti. So what I'm trying to say is that if I were to stick to 2160p, I think I can run any VR. I think I can run any VR sim title maxed out. Now when I go jumping above, what's up, Ham? How's it going? Now when I go jumping above 4K, that's where things might get a little, I might have to manipulate a couple of things. So speaking of Ham, if you haven't checked him out, He's been doing a series of benchmark videos because he got his 4090 last week, and Ham has been doing his benchmark videos with the headset maxed out, whether it be the Quest 2 or whether it be the HP Reverb 2 G2. So I kind of don't see a point in me doing the same thing when he's already done it for us. So what I want to do is focus on 4K with my benchmark videos. I want to focus on running the Quest and the HP Reverb G2 at 4K to help people gauge what their PC might do. Not only that, this computer that I'm sitting at right here has a 3070 Ti in it. I'm thinking of also running benchmarks with this computer too, because even though in the VR sim community, Dirt Rally 2 and a set of courses should be awesome with this, definitely. VR sim racing is niche, but the ones that are into it, and they are pretty much on the same page with us as either wanting to know how their hardware will perform or whether they should upgrade. And so that's kind of where that's pretty much where my video is going to be aimed at, to show them that if they're running at 4K and they get a 4090, they can probably run anything with the settings maxed out. So okay, let's get in there and see what we got. We will see you all in a few moments. Thanks for watching. And I'll just go with the deuces for the moment because I'll be back in a few minutes. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you shortly.